Hello, and welcome back to me trying to become a better programmer by learning something that I will definitely need to pass a technical interview, but will probably forget in about a year from now. I'm already tired. I haven't even started yet. In my previous video, go watch it if you haven't, I had successfully conquered LeetCode's Data Structures and Algorithms course for beginners. I had completed all the lessons, did all of the LeetCode problems, and most importantly, managed to retain some of my sanity. I think. Definitely not, because I'm willing to put myself through hell all over again. Only this time, it's the advanced version. Why am I doing this? Because I need a job. Because I need a job. The plan is simple once again. To finish the course. Only this time, I'm giving myself a deadline. You see, in the previous video, I completed all of the lessons in about 2 weeks. It's not bad, I wasn't really in a hurry, and I was taking my time trying to understand the lessons, and totally not procrastinating. And so this time, I'm gonna challenge myself and try to complete everything in the span of 1 week, or in general as soon as possible, because I want the suffering to end quickly. And because I want to see if any of this is actually going to help me when I'm doing a programming project. Like usual, the internet is giving me conflicting answers, and so I figured if I want the truth, I'm gonna have to dig for it myself. Well, I guess I better get started because today is Saturday, and I'm gonna give myself until next Saturday or as soon as possible. Okay, I don't have time to do this. I have to start. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts. Let's go. Now, before I jump headfirst into doing the course, I want to discuss a bit of a change in my strategy. You see, after the pain I went through in the previous video, trying to solve every problem off the top of my head, I've come to the realization that I don't need to do that. Just because I don't know how to solve a problem I've never seen before in the first 5 seconds of seeing it, doesn't mean that I'm gonna be a bad programmer. In fact, it doesn't really mean anything at all. If using Google was a sin, then every programmer would burst into flames. So I decided that instead of banging my head against the wall for 30 minutes, if I really don't understand what's going on, I'm gonna use the solution to work through the problem. Other than that, I just need to have some fun, because otherwise I'm going to go insane. Although I already think I've reached that point. Okay, so I think what I'm going to try to do, obviously the goal is to finish this as quick as possible, so it doesn't really matter how far I can get in a day, but I should at least set like a minimum goal for today, which I'm going to say is fast and slow pointers. And if I get to it and there's still enough time during the day and I still have brain cells left to burn, then I will continue on to trees. So this should not be too bad. And I hope with saying that I didn't just jinx myself. Cadane. It's been a full week and I still don't know how to say it.
Kidon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember that. Anyway, speaking of remembering things, I actually already know how to do most of these algorithms in the array section. Courtesy of the LeetCode Data Structures and Algorithms course that I never finished, but I did manage to go through the array section that taught me about sliding window and 2 pointers, so this wasn't anything new. I should probably do this course, I paid like 80 bucks for it. Also, if you look at the corner, you might notice this little timer. Well, I put it there to tell me to move on if I'm taking too long on a problem. I figured it would help me waste less time, but it didn't. But yeah, since I did remember these concepts, I was able to breeze through them. The only thing I was messing up on was the English language. Please! At least it's a typo. Next. Please! Oh, I did it again, no! Fuck. Okay, that should be the only... After about 30 minutes and figuring out how to type, I had officially completed all of the LeetCode problems for the first lesson. Even though it didn't really take that long, there was already a little voice in my head beginning to doubt whether or not I would get to linked lists today. Did I say something about trying to finish, It's okay. We still have time. How naive I was. Almost as if the universe could sense I was having too much fun, my steady pace of solving problems in around 10 minutes was beginning to slow down by a lot. Interesting. Wow, whenever I think I can just solve things in like 2 seconds, I'm proven wrong.
2 hours later.
You would have to use Kadane's algorithm here. Kadon's algorithm. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I've already forgotten. Anyway, at this point I was beginning to notice that I was falling into a steady learning pattern. You see, I would begin with watching the video and or reading through the lesson, then I would rewrite the code myself and then try to apply all of that knowledge to a lead code problem. It proved to be very efficient, and for a bit it looked like I was doing okay. And just as I finished up a question that took a good second to finish, I was faced with even more trouble. Why are there so many? Oh my god. You see, in the beginner's course, the lead code questions sometimes ranged from 1 to 3 per lesson. So to see not 4, not 5, but sometimes 6 lead code questions, I was ready to throw the entire deadline idea out the window. Oh, but in my naivety, I decided to just keep pushing. After all, I still had plenty of time left. I'm free for today. The next day I woke up with a fresh mind and was ready to take on the challenge of completing the next few chapters, trees, heaps, and backtracking. And after about 20 minutes, I realized that that wasn't going to happen. Once again, I was using the timer to tell myself to move on and look at the answer if I really didn't know how to figure things out. And, yeah, I was ignoring the timer. I mean, I did give myself way too little time. 5 minutes is not enough. But it doesn't really matter because I didn't listen to it anyway. And so I spent 1 hour and 30 minutes answering 2 lead code problems. And by the time I was moving on to the third, I was not feeling it anymore. We're not done yet. I don't want, I already hate it. I don't, get it away from me. I don't want to do this. But I have to, because I said I would do all of them. I'm gonna seem like a liar. You know what? I'll come back to this. I will come back to this. I just can't do this right now. Of course, I didn't listen to myself and still tried to solve the word search problem even though my brain was clearly not functioning, but I ended up looking at the solution anyway, and so I went to bed feeling quite down that I only managed to solve a total of 1 lesson after 2 hours of sitting on my computer. It wasn't looking good. I remember there was like a girl that came into our class one time and she was bragging about how she had like an answer that was like a really good runtime. I'm just happy that I have an answer. And here is where I think we should stop and talk for a second. Why? Well, I actually filmed this part in the video and unfortunately its audio was completely wiped for some reason. Thank you, OBS. You see, at this point in the challenge, I was starting to get really frustrated with myself. I mean, it's quite understandable. I did spend 2 hours on 1 lesson, and the next day I felt so ill that I was not able to sit on my computer without wanting to vomit all the time. And so I was beginning to think that there was no way I was going to finish the rest of the lessons in the time that I had left. And that made me really upset. In fact, I was just thinking of ditching the entire project itself and just doing the lessons however long it took me to do them, and then posting the video then. But like, that didn't feel right. I had already mentally committed to the challenge and I didn't want to go back on my word. And so I thought, and decided to change up my strategy once again. So here's the thing. Do I really need to do all of the lead code problems? I mean, it's a good way of showing that I completed the lesson, of course, but do I really need to be doing all of them? I mean, I'm literally treating this like I signed a blood oath to solve all of the problems before moving on to the next. I mean, it sounds so obvious, but I feel like I've just been focusing on the wrong thing this entire time. I mean, I'm still learning, but I think I'm just not learning as efficiently. And so I decided that instead of focusing all of my time on solving every goddamn lead code problem that probably is not going to serve me any purpose at the moment, I'm rather going to be focusing on the lesson material, and what I mean by that is I want to understand the data structure and its applications and use that knowledge to solve like 1 or 2 lead code problems and then call it a fucking day. Because to be honest, at this point, I just want to get this over with and done with so I could put it behind me and finally move on to other things, like a project. I said I would finish this course, And I am. So now with an improved strategy, here we go again. I woke up the next day and immediately got to work feeling quite pumped, even though you can't really tell. I was born with this face, okay? And let me tell you, not having to force myself to do all of the leak code problems did something to my brain that I can't fully comprehend. I was flying through the lessons at record-breaking speed, and maybe it was because I had chugged 2 cups of coffee, but my head felt clear. I took my time understanding the material, was able to get through the leak code problems in a breeze, and even, dare I say, have fun? Even though there isn't any audio, thanks OBS, I wasn't talking much to begin with, which allowed me to really focus on what I was doing. And so in the span of about 3 hours, without breaks, I was able to get through the goal of completing the 3 chapters from the previous day. But wait, I wasn't done yet, because after a bit of a break, and another 2 coffees, I came right back to my computer and I finished the entire graph section. Who is this? This can't be me. Am I really having fun right now? And with that, I only had 1 more lesson to complete. Okay, it is the final push. I just need to finish this section now. I want to see how much I get done before I have to go play volleyball. I'm gonna set the bar pretty low and just say I want to finish this. Because if there's anything I've learned, is I keep jinxing myself and I need to stop saying things in order for them to actually come true. Inner peace. Inner peace. We're so close to the finish line, I can taste victory. With the finish line so close in sight, I wasted no time in going through the rest of the course, which to be honest was not as hard as the previous courses. Nothing can beat graphs. Every single algorithm was very similar to one another, so it was very easy to remember. And so I went through my pattern of watching, coding, and then solving, and after playing a bit of volleyball, I came back to my computer and had a bit of an epiphany. I do sense a bit of these changes in my mindset because I'm looking at this, and before I remember having absolutely no idea what was going on. Why are we doing recursion here? Why are we adding to it? What is this? And now, even though it's still, I need a little bit of time, but it makes so much more sense than it did back then. I still have a long way to go. I'm going to go back and work some more on these topics when I have the time, of course. But I feel like just going through the entire course once, really understanding all of this material, and then doing 1 lead code problem to really solidify what you know is such a good way to start. Yeah, I know people will argue and say leak code is so useless, we shouldn't do it, it's not going to teach you any real programming, but it's a good start. You can't hate people for wanting to start somewhere, and leak code just provides a really easy start. It still is a pain in the ass though. I still have 2 more to do. I decided to procrastinate by making a motivational speech, but you know what? We're going to continue forth. Okay, where am I at? Right here. After my motivational speech, I got back to work and in only a couple of minutes had reached the final lesson. Okay, literally have 1 left. I need to check this box and check this box, and I am officially done. With absolutely no days left till the deadline, it was literally now or never. And I actually accidentally took a nap and now it's Sunday, so I'm just kidding. On the same day, I submitted my final leak code problem, waited to make sure that it was correct, and finally, I was free. At least until I go back and finish the rest of the problems. Don't even look at any of these. Don't look at them. I'm doing them on my own time. I'm done with this. I've had my fun. This was fun.
Are you sure about that?
But it is done. I have completed it. I definitely need to go back and work on it some more, but that's the beauty of it. I'm so done. Now I get to find out whether any of it's actually useful on projects. I think I already know the answer. Thank you so much for watching, and I wanted to take a bit of time at the end of this video, for those of you that are still here. Hi. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to those who have subscribed to me, and thank you so much for all of the care and support that you guys have been showing me. It just feels so strange. It just doesn't feel like this is supposed to be happening. I feel so grateful to be in this position, and you guys are certainly motivating me to keep on making more videos, which I definitely plan on doing. I'm still getting used to the whole YouTuber thing. So yes, once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to those who subscribed to me, and I'll see you in my next video.